Water is a source of life for all mankind. It creates canals, agriculture, levees, and shipping, recreation, aesthetics, sewers, and manufacturing. But water is also a source of devastation. In Calgary, New Orleans, Toronto, India, Montreal, Mumbai, Beijing, and New York. Now let me start off by saying that flooding is natural. It's our relationship with water that is unsustainable. For centuries, we have dredged, drained, and dammed our waters, all in the name of development. And while this has given us the standard of living to which we've become accustomed to, it has also led flooding to be the dire consequences on our landscapes. Let's look at this on a global perspective. Since 2000, there have been well over 100 extreme floods around the world, and many of them occurring in the United States, and we've had personal experiences with them. They've also occurred in the southern United States, Midwest, Western Canada, moving into South America, across the eastern seaboard. We're now seeing them in Africa, in China, Thailand, Russia, and Europe. And when you look at this, you see the dire consequences that flood is having on our landscapes. But let me be clear, flooding and water, not the enemy. It is our relationship with water that needs to change. Current conceptualizations of resilience are reactive. They look at vulnerability, they look at breaking points, and we need to come up with a new plan. I've coined one such as Thriveability. Now, I ask you, what is Thriveability? Thriveability is when you encourage a positive relationship between water and its built form. In doing so, you're allowing flooding to happen naturally on an environment. You're allowing us to live with water. Let me give you a bit more colloquial definition. Thriveability is an approach to planning and design to encourage a positive and/or productive relationship between a hydrological system and its built environment. When you learn to live with water, everything else will follow, but right now, that vision does not exist. Let me clarify what I mean by Thriveability. Meet Bob. Bob is skinny. Bob needs to get fit, and in order to do so, Bob will go to the gym. Now, when Bob or you or I go to the gym, we work out. And we are putting stress on our bodies. We are reshaping our systems through devastation, through tearing our muscles in order to get stronger. Essentially, we are shocking our systems to become better. That is exactly how I see Thriveability will work on an environment. When you shock a system, when you stress a system, when you tear apart a landscape and allow water to come up naturally, allow flooding to occur naturally in a city, you are learning to live with water. You are giving communities a chance to adapt to their water systems. Now, there are a number of elements that I see as key in Thriveability. And these elements are as follows: modularity, redundancy, malleability, and diversity. Modularity looks at decentralizing a system to prevent holistic failure. Redundancy looks at a cross-scale system to allow for backup. Malleability, implementation, and planning and design implementation to ensure a cohesive responsibility between landscapes and water, as well as diversity, looking at multicultural environments, again, to prevent holistic failure. By including these elements on a landscape, we'll be able to enact positive change. We'll be able to provide areas where we can expose our water systems and learn to live with water at different times of the year. So let's recap. Resiliency is a reactive approach. It is unsustainable now, and it was unsustainable then. We need to come up with a new approach. I'm proposing Thriveability, learning to live with water. Now, Thriveability, I believe, will be tested best in cities that have underground water systems running through. This is because you'll be able to map their systems. Cities such as the city of Toronto, New York, DC, and Philadelphia, and their relevant underground systems, Garrison Creek in the Don River, Sescoot Creek, Potomac River, as well as Mill Creek. By mapping their systems underground, we'll be able to look at the typologies, we'll be able to look at the topography, we'll be able to find out where it's vulnerable and where we can enact change. For example, City of Toronto map. The underlying hydrological systems allow us to see where is most vulnerable between a landscape, a built environment, and the water systems? Where can we tear apart the landscape, allow water to come up, allow us to learn how to live with water, allow us to understand when water will come up? Now, I know we are a long ways away from tearing our cities and stressing our landscapes and shocking our environments and essentially flooding them naturally. But let me ask you this question. What if we don't? Right now, resiliency is reactive. Right now, resiliency will bring you something from this to this. Thriveability can take you from this to this. It's your choice. Thank you.